Houston, Texas, home to more than 2.3 million people, the fourth largest city in the United States. This complex, modern metropolis employs more than 4,000 firefighters at 93 stations who respond to more than 300,000 incidents each year. On May 31st, 2013, the Houston Fire Department, including those of Fire Station 68, responded to a multi-alarm blaze at a motel, the Southwest Inn in Southwest Houston. The fire, while large, was not uncommon in Houston. By day's end, the incident would prove to be anything but average or common. Anne Sullivan grew up in Sugar Land, Texas, where she attended schools in the Fort Bend Independent School District. Mary Sullivan, Anne's mother, recalls how Anne demonstrated a courageous, hard-working nature. Even as a child, Anne was a competitor.
Let me tell you, one of my daughter's biggest qualities or strongest qualities is stubbornness. And she probably comes by it honestly through her DNA, but she was stubborn. And if Anne made her mind to do something, there was no stopping her.
In her senior year at Dulles, she was named Female Athlete of the Year. At 17 years old, she decided to become a firefighter. Chief Chris Hill, commander of the Houston Fire Academy during Anne's cadet training, knew Anne well during her time as a cadet.
She was a terrific kid and motivated others. She used her size, that challenge of her size, as motivation to do better. And when other people saw her working hard, they were motivated to work hard themselves.
And despite her size and the dominance of men in the profession, nothing was going to stop her.
Well, this last day of May becomes the deadliest day in the history of the Houston Fire Department. 4 Houston firefighters killed, 6 others injured, battling this massive fire inside a Southwest Houston hotel.
We had been listening to the radio. We knew that the Southwest Inn had collapsed, and there was a lot of confusion. And they called me here at the Academy to find out if I could figure out who was on Engine 68 that day.
The fire began shortly after noon at a restaurant and rapidly spread to the motel building. Anne and other firefighters entered the structure to search after it had been reported that people might be trapped inside.
I can remember looking at the roster on the computer, and I couldn't believe. I couldn't believe who was on it, the names that I saw.
In Sugar Land, Anne's mother heard reports of the event as news of the roof's collapse and trapped firefighters began to emerge. Yet specifics of the tragedy remained unknown.
A man gets on the phone from Anne's station and is asking me where I am, and I'm like, I'm in Sugar Land, I'm headed to your station. And they said, you need to go back home. I go running through the front door of my house, and there's the fire chief, the assistant fire chief, standing in my living room with my son, Thomas, who's crying. And he says, Anne's gone.
On that day, the Houston Fire Department suffered the greatest loss of life in a single event since its creation in 1895. Sugar Land and the Fort Bend Independent School District are experiencing rapid population growth. Plans and construction for numerous new schools and new subdivisions are regular agenda items. In 2014, the district proposed building 4 new elementary schools. One of them, Elementary School 47, would be built in the growing Riverstone subdivision. Superintendent Dr. Charles Dupree shared what the school means to the district and why Anne Sullivan was chosen for the honor.
Fort Bend ISD has made a strong statement by naming our 47th elementary school after Anne Sullivan, because Anne was in her early 20s when she passed away. And I think that we've made a statement that we value youth, that we value hard work, that we value those who set goals and work hard to achieve those goals. And frankly, with her having been a firefighter, she gave her life for others in fighting that fire the day she died. And that's a powerful statement for the students who attend Anne Sullivan Elementary and for everyone in this community to observe as they reflect on her and her life.
Anne's legacy now might inspire others to overcome any challenge.
What more could you ask for? But to see these little kids that are just so interested and fascinated in her life and what she did.
Perhaps Anne McCormick Sullivan Elementary School's best lessons will be those that remind everyone of a determined student, a determined girl, and a determined spirit who fought to overcome any odds and obstacles. The spirit of Anne McCormick Sullivan is in those halls somewhere, and perhaps one day will live on in the hearts of those who have entered them.